Hi everybody, Richard Tromans here again at Artificial Lawyer TV. Today we're talking to Tim Pullan, the CEO and founder of ThoughtRiver. Hi Tim, good to have you on the show.
Great to be here. Thanks, Richard.
So today we're talking about a couple of things. First of all, it's that ThoughtRiver has expanded its offering, has developed new capabilities, particularly around contract negotiation. Tim, could you just very briefly for the audience explain what is new here?
Sure. So just to explain what is already there and what's been there for a few years now is our system takes a contract, you give it a contract, and what our system does is read that contract and it shows you within a few minutes where a load of predefined risks that you would have be concerned about before you saw the contract, it will show you where those risks are in the contract and it will suggest drafting to enable you to address those risks. And you can see that in a web application, or you can see it embedded into Microsoft Word. So that's the basic function of the platform, is what we have called pre-screening to date. What we have added are three things. So firstly, we've added a new form of artificial intelligence. So to date, our artificial intelligence has asked questions that you know about already. So when it flags the risks in the document, these are risks which will be, in your company's kind of risk policies. But what the system now does is it looks for risks that you hadn't thought about before, or even hadn't thought about the possibility of before. So it's providing a more complete review of the contract, which gives you more peace of mind. I'll give you a very good example on one of our own contracts the other day, and a non-disclosure agreement. Just put it into our platform as usual, and there were no issues at all on the playbook. But what it did pick out was a clause that said that essentially, if we were introduced to any company by this, the company who gave us the NDA, we would not be able to have that company as a client. And now, for anyone who's signing an NDA, that would be a really big risk. It's not something we'd even thought about in our playbook or our policies, but our system picked it out because it was unusual. So we've added the intelligence.
Can I ask, how did it know it was unusual?
Because what we have exposed our system to is a huge number of contracts. And so our system, without you having to train it, has learnt the context of what companies would normally agree to in contracts like this. It's the reason why the other day when I put the EU AstraZeneca contract in my system, within 3 minutes I was able to tell that having a definition of best reasonable efforts, which is the key issue in the dispute, it's an unusual clause, and my system flagged it because it had that context of a large number of contracts. So it's enabling the lawyer to have, the technology is doing more for the lawyer in terms of the review they need to do. We've also added two other bits to this, which is firstly collaboration. So if the purpose of our software is to help the lawyer isolate out of 1,000 possible issues, the 10 issues that they're actually going to talk about with the other side, we also have added in collaboration so the lawyer can more effectively collaborate with colleagues on those 10 issues and indeed with counterparties. So we're helping the lawyer in that workflow. And finally, we've added a whole organization element to it. So we help the lawyer organize the negotiation better. That means tracking where issues have arisen and how they've been resolved, and enabling the lawyer to serve and be more responsive to their business.
Gotcha. No, that makes a lot of sense. And just last couple of things. The negotiation process itself, is this a kind of online environment where all the parties are coming on to this shared environment?
Yes, so there is a hub that the parties can come into. Some companies will want to use it in that way. Some people won't. We still have, so we've got a web application which acts in that way, but we've also got a full Word integration, which is primarily for, the lawyer who's working on the transaction.
Gotcha, gotcha. And very last thing, just briefly, because we could spend a lot of time thinking about this philosophically, but just very briefly, the concept of contract acceleration is something that you've been sort of getting behind and developing. What does this actually mean? You just, I mean, to put it very simply, is this just contracting much more quickly?
It is for the business, but I think it's important to understand that the problem is slightly different for the business than it is for the lawyer. So the problem of slow contract review is not the lawyer's fault, by the way. It is the process. And so really the problem for the lawyer is how do they be more responsive to a client or an internal stakeholder they're working for. That is the key problem. So we are reducing that grind, the grind of, if you've ever read through, 100 pages of boilerplate, you will know what I mean. So we are kind of reducing the grind, but replacing that with peace of mind, to give you a slogan, because what we want is for the lawyer to feel that they can spend more of their energy actually on the useful bit, which is the negotiation and the advising the client, as opposed to reading mind-numbing kind of legalese. So we're reducing that grind that they have to go through. But the net effect of that for the business is you get faster reviews, you get more organized negotiations, you get faster contracting.
Gotcha, gotcha. Makes sense. And I like the catchphrase, reduce the grind, have peace of mind.
Peace of mind, less grind. I don't know. We could have a good chat about that.
Well, I'll give Saatchi and Saatchi a call right now. But we have to leave it there. So thanks very much, Tim. Very interesting. Take care.
Fantastic. Thanks, Richard.